Welcome to Unlimited Online. In today's video, we're going to walk you through creating a character in the world of Earth 2069 and an avatar in the realm of Gaia. We do have a character sheet for each, but we're going to start with the Earth character, being that our avatar stats are going to be built off of our Earth character. So let's start with the name and description of our character. Alrighty, so name, let's make it something classy. How about Vivian Reese? Alright, we're going to be starting off at level 1. Let's make her 28 years old, say 5'7", 165 pounds. And for a description, we're going to do short brown hair, green eyes, and athletic build. Alrighty, we're going to move on to our stats. So every Earth character is going to start with 1 in every stat, plus 3 bonus stats to put wherever they'd like to customize their character.
Character stats consist of 2 categories, primary and secondary. Primary stats include strength, agility, constitution, intelligence, perception, and luck. From these base stats, others are calculated. Secondary stats include hit points, mana points, willpower, evasion, foot speed, capacity, initiative, accuracy, critical rate, and drop rate.
So we're going to start with the effects of strength. This attribute determines the sheer physical power your character has. So raising your strength stat will raise how much damage you do with melee attacks. It also raises how much your character is able to push and pull and how much they're able to carry, which will be your capacity. Also, certain gears and weapons will require a higher strength score to wield them. So heavier weapons like two-handed swords or bigger rifles or siege weapons will require a greater strength value to be able to pick them up and wield them successfully.
When a player uses a character stat to resolve a challenge, it is called a prowess roll. Target numbers for prowess rolls depend on degree of difficulty or opposing rolls from other characters. Examples for a strength prowess roll is as follows: holding up a collapsing support, pushing a friend's car to the gas station, smashing open a locked chest.
Agility measures your character's reaction speed, influencing key secondary stats such as evasion, foot speed, and initiative.
Examples for an agility prowess roll is as follows: balancing on precarious terrain, jumping from one building to another, dodging falling debris.
Constitution defines your character's resilience and toughness. A higher constitution provides more hit points, endurance, and also contributes to your willpower.
Examples for a constitution prowess roll is as follows: resisting poisons, enduring extreme weather conditions, enduring torture.
Intelligence reflects your character's aptitude for magical damage, critical thinking, and academic knowledge. A high intelligence score grants more mana points and a boost to your willpower.
Examples for an intelligence prowess roll is as follows: identifying a rare mineral, remembering specific facts, solving a puzzle.
Perception determines your character's level of awareness. It's crucial for accuracy, range damage, and also plays a role in calculating your willpower.
Examples for a perception prowess roll is as follows: searching a crime scene, reading body language, reacting to a hidden presence.
Finally, luck enhances your character's critical hit potential and impacts the probability of discovering rare loot during your adventure.
Examples for an luck prowess roll is as follows: guessing the right direction, narrowly avoiding an unavoidable accident, winning a game of chance.
Alrighty, so now that we walk down what those are, let's go ahead and get those 3 bonus points in. I particularly like a more adaptable character, so we're going to put an extra point into Constitution, an extra point into Intelligence, and an extra point into Perception. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get down our secondary stats.
A character's ability to hit their target is expressed by accuracy. This is applied to melee, ranged, and spell attacks. When making an attack, the character will roll 1d20 plus accuracy in attempt to overcome the opponent's evasion. If your total is more than the opponent's evasion, your attack was successful, and you can roll damage. If the roll is less than the opposing evasion total, your attack misses the target, and all consumables and mana associated with the use of the action are spent. All players and avatars start with a base of 0 accuracy. Capacity, the amount of weight your character can carry. Every character starts off with a capacity of 20 pounds. As your strength score increases, it adds an additional 20 pounds per point to your capacity. When a character rolls a natural 20 on a 1d20 die for an attack, it is considered a critical hit. When rolling damage for a critical hit, you multiply the damage by your critical hit multiplier. Players and avatars start with a base critical hit multiplier of 150%. Every point of luck adds 25% more damage. The probability of receiving rare or higher quality items from defeating a foe is drop rate. Upon defeating a foe, the Game Master will roll a loot table to see what items the players are awarded. The player with the highest luck score has his score added to the loot roll. This can boost the roll into a higher rarity category for loot. Your ability to avoid attacks is represented by your evasion score. In order to attack you, an opponent must first overcome your evasion score by rolling 1d20 plus accuracy. If your opponent is unable to overcome your evasion, the attack still launches, but you are not hit and receive no damage. Spells and area of effect abilities can negate evasion.
Nope.
Every player and avatar start with a base evasion of 10. Every point of agility adds +1 to the character's evasion. The ability to move quickly is expressed by the foot speed stat. This speed is how far a character can move during its turn. Every player and avatar start with a base foot speed of 20 feet. Every point of agility adds 2.5 feet to the character's foot speed. Your ability to act before your opponent is expressed by your initiative. Turn order is determined by rolling 1d20 plus initiative. The character with the highest roll goes first, followed the remaining combatants in descending order. Optionally, the person with the highest initiative can choose to delay their turn and go last. This choice will lock them in to going last for the remainder of combat. Players and avatars start with a base initiative of 0. Life energy is measured in hit points. Essentially, it is the number of hits you can take before becoming unconscious and dying. Every human player on Earth rolls 1d6 plus Constitution for hit points for each level gained. Magical energy is measured in mana points. Mana is directly tied to how often you can cast spells or use spell-like abilities. Each spell or spell-like ability has a consumption value for using it. Every human player on Earth rolls 1d6 intelligence for mana points for each level gained. Willpower, the mind's endurance. Willpower represents the depth of your resolve and mental stamina. This vital attribute determines how long you can exert yourself in Gaia before requiring rest. You may spend willpower to replenish mana, heal wounds, and re-roll failed checks through sheer determination. Yet willpower dwindles with each day spent active in Gaia. Once depleted, you are forcibly ejected back to reality, your consciousness too exhausted to maintain the avatar form. Willpower points can only be recovered through natural healing. Willpower relies on equal parts physical vigor, mental clarity, and force of personality. As such, your willpower is determined by combining your constitution, perception, and intelligence.
It looks like we're done with our secondary stats. Below this on the character sheet, we have our bonus damage. So for every 3 points of strength, we get +1 melee damage, which we do not have. Every 3 points of perception will be a range damage, which we don't have it either. And spell damage, definitely not. So this will be more relevant at higher levels when you start getting more stats, or you'll be doing extra damages with your range, melee, and spell attacks.
We won't go through equipment in this video, but let us explain the armor score. Some equipment will have an armor score. This is cumulative with other pieces of equipment. You put your total armor score here. When a foe attacks you and overcomes your evasion total, they can roll damage. Your armor score will absorb its value in damage before the damage is done to your HP. Armor will play an important role keeping your character alive. There are weapons and spells with armor penetration attributes, so there are ways to deal with heavily armored foes.
Alright, next we're going to move on to skills. At level 1, you would get 3 skill points to pick in whatever you want.
Skill represent your hard-earned expertise in specific disciplines, gained through study, training, or experience. The more you invest in advancing a skill, the more specialized and potent your capabilities become in that field. Each skill have 5 ranks that offer greater mastery. There are 2 different types of skills, standard and occult. Standard skills cover practical vocations and knowledge used on Earth 2069. Occult skills encompass exotic and metaphysical abilities fueled by mana. Occult skill points will be awarded at level 2, 26, and 50.
There are many skills in Unlimited Online. It is important to note that these skills can be linked to other systems in the game, such as crafting, vehicle operation, hacking, martial arts, and firearms. So there may take some planning getting through all of these. You just need to have a firm grasp of your character in your mind. So for me, for Reese, I'm envisioning this private investigator type vibe. So for her skills, I'll pick up marksmanship, rank 1. And let's do social art with the discipline of persuasion. So that's going to be social arts rank 1. And for her final one, let's go with infiltration with the discipline into lockpicking. Moving down the character sheet, we have a section for perks and influence.
During player creation, you will be granted 5 valuable points to allocate among a selection of perks. However, the allure of greater power beckons as you have the opportunity to acquire additional points by selecting flaws. In this delicate balancing act, you must weigh the allure of extraordinary benefits against the quirks and idiosyncrasies that define your character. It is worth mentioning that some of these flaws and perks can influence your avatar as well.
Perks are quite interesting. I want to have at least 10 points to spend. I will take on a couple of flaws that won't be too debilitating to the character. So I'm going to pick up bad reputation, foolish bravery, be impatient. This gives me 10 points, and we're going to go through some of these perks here. All right, so for 4 points, I'm going to take the mentor perk. Its description is: a veteran in your field has taken a shine to you and provides guidance. Gain a free rank in a skill that they have taught you. Okay, so this is awesome. It gives us a free skill point. I'm going to put that into marksmanship. Now, the mentor isn't just the skill perk. So the mentor will be a character that you will create that will stay in the world and be relevant to you and how you progress, and will be there as a, the voice of reason, perhaps, in most times. So I will pick the fast travel pass for 6 points. You have unlimited use and access to bullet trains or hyperloops for fast transport. So next we're going to be moving to our Earth inventory sheet. This has additional space for your skills as well as your belongings. Every Earth character starts with a basic apartment that has 1 bedroom, a kitchenette, and a bathroom. Players can opt to store their stuff here if things get too heavy. More importantly, your character's occupation is recorded here.
The path to prosperity begins with choosing your vocation. Select wisely, for your occupation shapes far more than just your wallet. Each career opens doors to specialized skills, insider connections, and elevated social status. At level 1, players will choose an entry-level occupation. Every 4 levels, a player will get an additional occupation point. Occupations have 3 ranks, rewarding the player with bonuses or skills. Ranks must be acquired in sequential order. Players are not under any obligation to fully rank an occupation. Advanced occupations have prerequisites that must be satisfied before you are able to acquire them. It is prudent to plan ahead for successful career paths. Occupations enrich characters with unique identities while providing game masters compelling story hooks. Each career opens avenues for role-playing flavorful personalities beyond just mechanics. A good game master will notice and reward those who fully embrace their roles with enjoyable plot opportunities.
Okay, so for Reese, I'm going to pick a security guard. So, alrighty. So for rank 1 security guard, it will award us +1 perception. Cool. So that's going to bring our perception from 2 to 3. Alright, so now we get to just get into our avatar. I like to start off with my character class, then build my character stats to fit the fantasy of the class. So Unlimited Online has 6 class archetypes.
Each archetype serves as a foundation for your character's journey, branching into advanced classes that offer greater specialization and unique abilities. These advanced classes then further split into even more refined roles, allowing players to tailor their playstyle to suit their strategies and preferences. Acolyte. Masters of healing and divine magic, acolytes wield sacred power to protect their allies and smite their enemies. Fighter. Fearless warriors of unparalleled strength. Fighters dominate the battlefield with raw power and expert combat skills. Hunter. Skilled in tracking and precision, hunters thrive in any terrain, delivering lethal strikes from the shadows or at a distance. Mage. Commanders of arcane energy, mages unleash devastating spells to control the battlefield and obliterate foes. Thief. Cunning and elusive. Thieves excel in stealth, quick strikes, and turning the odds in their favor with wit and agility. Scientist. Innovative and resourceful. Scientists blend intellect and technology to create gadgets and manipulate the world around them.
So I will pick Fighter with the aim of eventually becoming a tank. So now that we have our class, let's create the rest of our avatar. For our species, I'm going to pick a Tetsujin, and we get 1 species trait for level 1. I guess I will go ahead and pick Tireless. That sounds great. No need for rest, sleep, or fatigue. Alrighty, let's go ahead with our name. Let's name her Pixel. Let's say she's 20 years old, 5'7", 300 pounds, because she's a robot. We'll still choose the female pronoun. And the description, let's say, faceless humanoid automaton with pearl white gloss color, sleek metal exterior, and gold runic engravings. Yeah, that will fit. Alrighty, so our avatar's base stats will be our Earth character stats with an extra 3 bonus points. So let's go ahead and pencil those in. And since I plan on taking a tank fighter role, I'm going to add an extra point in the Constitution. And let's do 2 points in the Strength. Alright, so we're going to adjust our secondary stats. So with this avatar creation, we get to roll our class HP and MP and add it to our Earth stats. So for a fighter, we get 1d12 plus our Constitution and hit points. Alrighty, so we got a 7 plus 3, so that's 10. And that in. And for our mana, we roll 1d4 for the fighter class plus our intelligence. 3, 4, 5. So we add an additional 5 and into that. Alrighty, we also get 1 class skill at level 1, so let's go ahead and pick it. Alright, I will choose Shield Slam rank 1. And for fighters, it looks like we get a bonus skill based on our character species.
Recoil Rebound. Activate a defensive mechanism, making the Tetsujin's body rigid at the moment of impact. The recoil reflects half of an attack's damage back to the assailant. This ability only works on melee attacks and can be used twice per day.
Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like a Thorn's ability.
We touched on equipment and armor score, so we will move on to quick slots. This feature is unique to your avatar. It allows your character to use a quick slot item as a free action once turn. Most avatars only get 1 quick slot. Some classes, such as the merchant, can gain more quick slots through skills.
Below our quick slots, we have a selection to record our debuffs and enhancements. This will come from beneficial spells or harmful abilities. Alright, combat and passive abilities, just to give us some structure when avatars start leveling up and learning new skills. At the bottom, we have our elemental affinity chart. This will help us keep track of which elements are effective against each other. So the final page of our character creation is the avatar inventory page. So there's nothing special here, just a place to record belongings, gold, and some class-specific data. that's it. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. If you have time, please watch some of our other music videos that bring in some of the key groups that will be used in some of our story modules and future books. Every view, every like, every subscribe keeps the Unlimited engine running. So I appreciate your time and thank you, and we'll see you again.